guidance from this all-knowing to kind of assist us in this. And then the argument would have been, which of the books makes the most sense? Yeah. And before I leave you, I'm just going to, just fast forward. So what makes the Quran different? You probably would have said different books make different claims. I would argue that the Quran, one of the things that the holy book has to have is preservation. Yeah. If a holy book comes from God and it's no longer that book from God, then how can you rely upon it for your salvation? It's a weak document. It's unreliable. And I would argue that the Quran from the ancient religions is perfectly preserved. And the three ways that you can measure it to be perfectly preserved, and again, we're being filmed, you can check these later on as well, is number one, a live language. The Quran is in Arabic, which is a live language. It's top 5 spoken languages in the world. Old Testament is in Hebrew, not a live language. Jesus spoke Aramaic, not a live language. Even Greek is not necessarily a widely accessible live language. So we've got live language, we've got memorization. Quran is the only ancient book which has been memorized from cover to cover from children as young as 6. So this is part of the Islamic culture to memorize holy scripture. And I would argue that if all the scriptures are burnt and destroyed, the Quran can be written word for word, and that's something that you can explain to a 10-year-old, a 20. You don't need like a degree or a PhD in theology or philosophy to understand this. I can explain to an average person that look, this side of the Quran is preserved. And the third thing would be manuscripts. We have manuscripts that have been carbon dated. Like the oldest manuscript we have of the Quran is in the University of Birmingham, and it's been carbon dated by the University of Oxford. You can Google this when you get home, BBC. So the Bible, the Old Testament doesn't claim this, the New Testament doesn't claim this, the Vedas doesn't claim this. So this is what makes the Quran stand out from the other books. And then the other thing would have been that we would have engaged with prophecies, like what prophecies are the Prophet made, and then you could have told me some prophecies and we could have kind of discussed about that. Because if somebody claims to be a prophet, there needs to be ways that you can, if I tell you a prophecy, Michael, and you're somebody that, again, you don't want to fall within that circularity of, okay, you've heard that from a guy called Mohammed, a guy, not the prophet, a guy called Mohammed, and he heard it from a guy called Ahmed, he heard it from this guy and that guy. And then I would understand that you're saying that, look, it's just within your religion, frankly. So there is a prophecy that's actually in the Quran, of the Byzantines, that they would win between 6 to 9 years. It's in the Quran, and at that time the Byzantines were losing, but then this prophecy has been chronicalized by somebody called Theophanes. This is not a Muslim, in fact he was a Christian, and it's in the Chronicles of Theophanes, who's verified this prediction of the Quran taking place. He didn't mention that it was something that, it's true because of the Quran. He's verifying that this took place, that the Byzantines did indeed win. So although the prophecy is in the Quran, it can be cross-checked and cross-referenced by a non-Muslim source. There's also small ones that the Quran said that this individual, the Quran pretty much said that he's not going to accept Islam. He was alive. He was actively working against Islam. His name was Abu Lahab. All he had to do was say, okay, so the Quran says, I'm not going to accept Islam.
He accepts it, then it becomes false.
Do you see? But he didn't. He didn't. It didn't even occur to him, and he didn't even survive till the conquest of Mecca, which everybody pretty much accepted Islam at that time. So it's like the author of the Quran, we believe to be God, knew that he would not survive till the conquest of Mecca. So then I would have talked about prophecies, and then so the Quran and the prophecies, and then I would have kind of made the argument, and then you could have looked into it, and then hopefully we could have spoken again. However, I do have I'm on social media. I have something called Smile to Jannah. Jannah is Jannah. Jannah is Jannah, which is paradise. That's my YouTube channel, Smile to Jannah.
Be on there, I assume?
No, this will probably be on Smile to Jannah Extra.
Alright, cool.
Yeah.
I'll go find it.
So it's going to be on Smile to Jannah Extra. And if you do have any questions or you want to talk or whatnot afterwards, have a listen, have a look at the things that I said. And do you live local or you
I live local, yeah.
Okay, then just message me. We'll just off camera. We'll just meet up for a cup of coffee, and then we just bounce off each other. And if something intrigues you,
I'm going to step out.
yeah,
but it's
that's fine.
Zeeshan.
Really
Thank
nice
you.
to meet you, Michael.
Right, this-
Take it. Yeah, I'll take the microphone. Thanks. Thank you. Sorry for keeping it for so long.
Thank you.
Yeah, Zeeshan. Nice to meet you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. Bye.
Can I ask you a question, please?
Of course, Uncle. How are you?
I'm fine, thanking you.
What's your name?
Vernon?
Vernon. Nice to meet you. Assalamu alaikum. You're right.
Is it alright if I get a picture of you?
Yes, yes. Is it okay if I take a picture?
certainly.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. Jazakallah, thank you very much.
Well, yeah,
Assalamu
yeah.
alaikum.
Thank you.
Vernon, are you Muslim?
No, I'm
Okay.
not religious.
Okay, thank you for being so patient because you
The
probably
reason-
you probably had some stuff that you probably maybe disagreed with, but thank you for being patient.
Well,
and
I haven't disagreed with anything.
Okay, fantastic.
What I find extraordinary about some of the things you're saying, it makes me want to ask you a question.
Okay,
Do you think that mankind, that we all,
yes.
can have balance, harmony, love, and peace? Do you think we can have these things without religion?
No, I don't think so.
I want you to think about that.
I have
It's
Vernon.
no.
Yeah.
It's important that you think about it because I feel very strongly
Can I
that
clip this on you? Is that okay?
you can do if you wish to.
Okay. Go ahead.
I feel strongly that if man is to take the life of another man, I think that man is doomed to eternity. I don't think that man can progress or evolve as an intelligent being. So for that reason, I believe that mankind would be much better off without religion, because in every religion, and everyone that God has ever spoken to, or said that God has spoken to them, they have committed all sorts of atrocities against mankind. And I find it extraordinary that